Millions of individuals and families across the United States, well, as a matter of fact, across the world, are affected by addictions every day. Recovery is possible, but we have to have a basic understanding of what addiction is about and then what recovery is about. You know, addiction basically is a concept that return to a substance, a thought, or behavior over and over and over again, even though it doesn't serve us. Now, there are all kinds of programs in the United States and across the world that can help people to recover, but there has to be a desire by the client or by the patient in order for that to happen. In other words, there's no free lunch here in this world. If you want to recover from any addiction whatsoever, alcohol, drugs, smoking, food, sex, money, negative thinking, you name it, you've got to have a plan. You've got to have an understanding. You've got to have some kind of a concept of what you're going to do. And very few of us recover by ourselves. For the past 20 plus years, I've helped people to recover from all kinds of addictions. And I love the fact when I can see someone a month, 6 months, a year after, and their whole life has changed. Their whole attitude has changed. But there's first a couple of things I'd like to share with you in this very brief segment on addiction and recovery. Number one, there are both genetic and environmental causes of addiction. It isn't one or the other. It's not lack of willpower. It's not lack of confidence. There's many more things that go into it than just that. But genetics and environment do play a big role. And when we're going through addiction recovery, we've got to look at the emotional clearing that needs to take place, the letting go of resentments, the ability to forgive ourselves and others for what the addiction has caused and for our lack of willingness, if you will, to get help prior to this moment. If you're watching this video right now and you suffer from some kind of an addiction, as all of us in this industry say, please get help today. You can't do it by yourself, but there are so many people who are compassionate, who have empathy, who have sympathy, and people like myself who have gone through the rungs of addiction in multiple areas of life that really want to help those who are still afflicted, as well as family members, understand addiction and understand recovery. There's so many tools out there. There are spiritual tools. There's 12-step programs. As I mentioned before, the emotional clearing work that we all need to do. There's the mind, body, spirit connection, which I find so fascinating. When we get those in alignment, the mind, the body, and the spirit, working through addiction can be so much easier. But then also, to be quite honest with you, recovery is an ongoing process. There isn't a time and space, at least that I know of, where we get to an area of life and we go, oh, that's so cool, I don't have to worry about my triggers anymore. You know what triggered me to drink or smoke or look for sex or spend money? I don't have to worry about those triggers anymore. One day at a time, one moment at a time, if we're in a great recovery program, the answer is we don't have to worry. All we have to do is do the work. All we have to do is create the rituals on a daily basis. All we have to do is reach out for help when we're feeling vulnerable. All we have to do is have a plan. Now, that sounds simple to someone in recovery, but to someone who's struggling from an addiction, or for family members that are struggling, going, why? Why is he or she struggling with this substance when the rest of us haven't? Why is it that they're causing so much turmoil in our lives? How come I can't understand it? Those questions can be answered with a great facility, a great recovery therapist, counselor, or coach. You know, there are people out there like myself that really want to help. The family can be the first step to help by reaching out and getting more information on addiction and recovery. The individual who's suffering from addiction needs to also be willing to go out and ask for help. Now, in my work in the past 24 years, I have worked with people and helped them to get sober, to recover from any kind of addiction, even if they only had a 20% desire to do so. Lots of times people will say, well, if someone isn't 100% ready to get sober, 100% ready to get clean, 100% ready to drop those old addictions, then it won't work. That's not the case. In my work and in the work of hundreds of phenomenal facilities across the United States, you don't have to be 100% ready. I know when I went into my treatment program, there was no way I was 100% ready. I was crying on the way over there. I was filled with fear. I mean, that's natural. So don't worry if you're not 100% ready. I don't know anyone that really has been. I do know is that if you have even the slightest of desire, sobriety is possible. Recovery is possible. And life outside of it is awesome. So many times people will come in and when I'm working with them one-on-one is they'll sit down and they'll go, the biggest question I have is, will I have fun in recovery? Will I have fun when I'm not doing cocaine or not drinking or not doing my Xanax that I'm abusing over the counter or not smoking or not overeating or not gambling? Is life fun without an addiction? And I am one of the millions of people in recovery, one day at a time, that says life is unbelievable. Life is blessed. Life is special. Life is fantastic in recovery. I hope you'll join the millions of people in recovery on this path. I hope today you'll look at this video and go, now's the time. I'm ready. I'm not 100% ready, but I'm ready to go. And let myself or one of the thousands of recovery centers across the United States be the key, be the gateway, along with your effort and work, to ongoing sobriety and freedom from addiction. That's a passion of mine, an unbelievable passion of mine that I would love to share with you. For more information, of course, you can Google anywhere across the United States for information, or you can go to our website, talkdavid.com, talkdavid.com, and let's start the process today. Sobriety and recovery are available for everyone, and life is a blast once you're in it. Have an amazing day, everybody. I'm David Essel. We'll talk to you soon.